down. Come back down. Enough of this cacophony. Okay, Coach Hanna, you are Avery. Great job, Coach Hanna. Tell us. Okay, first.
Wait, we didn't get your pick. Your take.
I'll tell you at the end.
Okay.
Coach Hanna, tell us about this seminary process and experience first. So before your opinions,
I mean,
just
it's
give us
been a
little
while.
bit of
Not that I'm gonna date myself here, but it has been a while since I've gone to seminary. But what I always found interesting, that always stuck with me as an interesting point, I felt like everyone in seminary was always trying to have an experience, and that's always what they were searching for, looking for. And I feel like a lot of times you'd see people pose for these pictures, and everyone is like, okay, we're taking pictures of these humongous group pictures. And everyone, and you see the picture and everyone's like so happy and excited. And then as soon as the picture is like over, you're done taking the picture, everyone's like back, whatever drama there's going on in their life, whatever sadness they had, whatever they were dealing with. But in that picture, everyone looks so happy and so full of life, and everyone's having such a good time because it's Israel. So I just felt like it was important to note that it wasn't always about the experience that you felt you had to be having. It was more like you should be finding your own way, finding your own happiness, as opposed to trying to create this happiness that everyone thinks they should be having. That
Can
like,
I date
fake.
you, by the way? Because this is before Instagram fakeness. So this was seminary fakeness.
Yeah, it's before.
Yeah,
and
but
actually,
it was there.
But I
It was there
remember,
before.
but I remember looking at people taking pictures, or even myself, and I just thought it's funny that like no one ever sees what happens after that picture is taken. Like it's important to just remember that it's not always happy times, good times, and that's normal. And I feel like people forget that when they go to seminary, and it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of, I always have to have a good time. I always have to be having the experience.
Also, because your parents paid like $70 billion
right,
for
but no
this.
pressure.
I love it. Yeah.
Right. And I feel like a lot of the sadness could be like mitigated or taken away just by the idea that like you don't have to always be having a good time. It could be sad, it could be hard, and that's okay.
What is being sold to these girls before they go, though?
Yeah,
In
first of
order
all,
to, I'm trying to understand the seminary.
yeah, you should back up like in the
I think-
process of
before
how
we
we
get there, like, what's-
decided where we're going and
Right.
what was in that decision.
Was
making
was there
action.
even a decision,
I
or
don't
was
think
it
it
like
was
just
sold. It was
yeah.
more like, oh, you should be doing this. This is like
Mhm.
this is something that you should.
Do you feel
part
like
of
do
your
you think you
course
needed
of
to do
life.
it in order to get married, like to be looked at as a certain type of person?
I don't
Is
know
that
that I
what the reason
necessarily
is?
felt that pressure. I think it was more almost like a FOMO sense. I think a lot of people have that. Like
Uh-huh.
a lot of my friends are doing it. Like I'm gonna be left behind. I'm gonna stay here, and they're gonna have that experience, quote unquote. I don't want to not have that, and I don't want to lessen my chances of, I don't know, just being out there, that exposure, that experience. I don't want to not have that. I feel like that's what was more for me. What about you, Chevy? Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, you are.
Seminary experience of choosing a seminary was actually different for me. My whole life, I knew I wasn't going to seminary. My parents weren't for seminary. They were like, you should just get married and start your life.
Nice.
And then,
Fast track,
yeah, exactly. Worked out well for me, didn't it? Then when I was in 12th grade, everyone was like applying to seminaries. So I was like, you know what? I'll just apply. My mom actually really wanted me to go. My father was not for it at all. So me and my mom applied, and there is an immense pressure to go to the right seminary. What does the right seminary mean? It means everyone's going to the seminary is A. If you go to this seminary, you are B. If you go to this seminary, you are
Typecast.
C. Right. Very, very typecasted. And then it's so much pressure because when you date right after seminary, it's what seminary did she go to? Oh, she
Yeah.
went to that
Defies
seminary.
your life.
Exactly.
Defies your
It
life.
does define your life for about like, I would say 5 years, a good 5 years
yeah.
after you come
it's
home.
falsely indicative of who you are, where you're going,
Right.
what kind of
But
shidduch
the
pics you're
weird,
going to get.
you have to realize
That's
there's
sad.
a very weird thing about seminary.
That's
It's
tough
a
also.
1 year experience, right? So the year that you're in can be different than the next year or the previous year, meaning the type of girls that go.
Mhm. Your cohort.
So
Class.
like for boys, you go to a certain yeshiva and it's technically always the same yeshiva. But
Yeah.
by girls,
Guys
oh,
say
1
2,
second.
3, 4 years as well.
Exactly. So
That's the
you're it
difference,
stays
right?
the same here.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you went, let's say, to Dar Chavina. What year? Oh,
was bad
that
year.
year.
Yeah.
So not only is the
Cheater
seminary
girls went
super
that year.
important, it's actually the year
cheater
that you
girl.
went. Yeah,
That's
no,
a good
for
point.
real though.
But it's also there's also that shift. Like if new seminaries open up, then there's a shift in all the seminaries as to like what's the hierarchy. Like, oh, this used to be the best seminary. Now
It's no
not
longer, right?
because X, Y, and Z opened
So
up.
is there really a difference, Hannah, like between the seminary A, B, C, and D? Like how
Yeah, there
different
is
are the
differences.
pillow fights?
No,
I'm
there-
just messing about the pillow
I
fights.
only
But
use
like,
down pillows, so
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.